Hello guys, welcome back to my another After Effects tutorial. In this After Effects tutorial, we are going to create this. Here you can see, I have imported my image file, which you can download from the below link in the description. For this open-air animation, you can also use videos file. This template is also available for free. You can download it from my web store, link is provided in the description. Now let's see how to create our open-air animation. First, we will create our transitions, create a new composition. Name it as Transition 1. Here I will set time duration to 1 second. Now we will create a new solid. This will be our transition layer. Here you can set the color for this layer, set color to white. You can also add fill effect for this layer. Now select the rectangle tool. Now you need to create mask layers as shown. You need to create different sizes of blocks. Create it till the complete solid layer is visible. Here I have created 9 mask layers. Here you can also adjust the position of the mask. If you don't want any of the layers, then you can select them, and hit delete. Here I will remove these mask layers, perfect. Now for this masks layer, we need to create path keyframes. Now go up to 10 frames forward. For mask 1, create keyframe for mask path. Now at start of the timeline, we need to change the mask path, for mask shape. Set unit to % of source, here you need to set, top to 0%, bottom to 0%. You can see the preview. Now we will do the same for all the mask layers. For mask 2, at 10 frames, create keyframe for mask path, at start. Change mask path. Change bottom to 0%. Here you can set the top to 0% or leave it as it is. We only need bottom value to set it to 0%. Perfect. Do the same for all the mask layers. Perfect, here you can see, mask keyframe for layers is created. Press U to view all created keyframes. Select all created keyframes. Change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Adjust the speed graph as shown. Now we will place this keyframes at random position. You can see the preview. Perfect. Here our transition 1 is created. Now to create multiple transitions of different angle. We will create duplicate of this transition. Press Ctrl+D to create duplicate. Here we will create just 2 duplicates. Open transition 2 and 3 composition. For transition 2, we will rotate the transition layer, change the angle to 90 degrees. You can see the preview. Now let's increase the scale value. Here you can also adjust the position of transition layer. Or you can take your time and create this transition from scratch, just like transition 1. For transition 3, change the transition angle to 180 degrees. You can see the preview. Let's on the motion blur for all transition layers. You can see the blurred preview. Here our transition are created. Now create a new composition, name it as slide 1. Here in this composition, we need to add these image files. But first, we will create image compositions. Create a new composition, name it as Media 1. Depending on the number of images you want to add in this promo, you need to create duplicates of this media composition. Here I will create 6 duplicates. Perfect. Now open all the media composition. In each composition, I will add the media files. Perfect. Here I will close all these compositions. Now for slide 1 composition, add media 1 composition to the timeline. Now add the transition 1 composition to the timeline. For media composition, in effects and presets, search for motion tile, add it to the media composition. Hide this transition composition. For motion tile, set output width to 250 and height to 250. Select mirror edges. For media composition, in effects and preset, search for displacement map. Add it to the media composition. Change map layer to transition. Change horizontal and vertical displacement to alpha. Change horizontal displacement to 0. Now at 20 frames, create keyframe for vertical displacement. Now at start of the timeline, change vertical displacement to 800. You can see the preview. Press U to view keyframes. Select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. Perfect. Now let's add the text. Here I am using Montserrat font family, change font style to extra bold. Now increase the text size if needed, align the text to center. Now let's animate the text. For text layer, press P to bring up position. Now at 15 frames, create keyframe for position. Now at start, change position as shown. Select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Adjust the speed graph as shown. Perfect. Now let's create a new adjustment layer. In effects and preset, search for optics compensation. Add it to adjustment layer. Change field of view to 70. Select reverse lens distortion. Now near about at 25 frames. Create keyframe for view center. Now at start, change view center to 800. This will create parallax effect. For adjustment layer, press U to view keyframes, select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Adjust the speed graph as shown. Perfect. Now on the motion blur for all the layers. Now let's see the preview. Here our slide 1 is created. Now let's create slide 2. Create a new composition. Name it as slide 2. From project panel, add media to composition to the timeline. Now add second transition composition. Hide transition to composition. For media composition, in effects and preset, search for motion tile. Add it to the media composition. Set output width and height to 250. Select mirror edges. Now search for displacement map. Add it to media composition. Change map layer to transition. Change horizontal and vertical displacement to alpha. Change max horizontal displacement to 0. Now at 20 frames, create keyframe for horizontal displacement, at start. Change displacement to -500. Change vertical displacement to 0. For media, press U to view keyframes, select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. You can see the preview. Now let's add the text. Align it to the center. Now let's animate the text. In Animate, select Tracking. Go at 15 frames. Create keyframe for tracking, at start. Change tracking amount to -15. Select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. You can see the preview. Now let's create a new adjustment layer. In Effects and Preset, search for Optics Compensation. Add it to the adjustment layer. Change field of view to 75, select Reverse Lens Distortion. Now at 20 frames, create keyframe for View Center. Now at Start. Change View Center value to 800. For adjustment layer, press U to view keyframes, select keyframes. Change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. You can see the preview. Here our slide 2 is created. Now let's create slide 3. Create new composition, name it as slide 3. From project panel, add media 3 composition to the timeline. Now add transition 3 to timeline, hide transition 3. For media composition, in effects and preset, search for motion tile, add it to the media composition. Change output width and height to 250. Select mirror edges. For media composition, in effects and preset, search for displacement map. Add it to the media composition. Change map layer to transition 3. Change horizontal and vertical displacement to alpha. Change horizontal displacement to 0. At 20 frames, create keyframe for vertical displacement, set displacement to 0. Now at start, change displacement to 250. For media composition, press U to view keyframes. Select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. Now let's add the text. Align it to the center. Now let's animate the text. In Animate, select Tracking. At near about 12 frames, create keyframe for tracking. At start, change tracking amount to 50. Select keyframes, change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. You can see the preview at 20 frames. For media composition, create keyframe for scale. At start of the timeline, change scale value to 40%. To remove this blank area, we need to increase the motion tile value. Change height to 300. Now select created keyframes. Change keyframe assistant to easy ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. You can see the preview. Now create a new adjustment layer. Search for optics compensation. Add it to the adjustment layer. Change field of view to 70. Select reverse lens distortion. You can see the preview. Here our slide 3 is created. Now let's see how to create multiple slides. In project panel, we will create duplicate of each slide which we have already created. Select slide 1, create duplicate of slide 1, now open slide 4 composition. Now we will replace media 1 composition with media 4 composition. While pressing the Alt key, select media 4 composition, drag it over media 1. This will replace media 1 composition with media 4. Here you can replace any transition, or you can keep it as it is. Perfect. Now let's create duplicate of slide 2 composition. Press Ctrl+D to create duplicate. Open slide 5. Replace media 2 composition with media 5 composition. Here if you want to get some random transition effect, then you can add transition of your choice. Here we haven't changed the text, we will do it once all the slides are ready. Now let's create duplicate of slide 3 composition. Open slide 6. Replace media 3 composition with media 6 composition. Perfect. Now let's change the text of all the text layers. Perfect. Here our slides are ready. If you want you can create more slides. Now let's create our final composition. Name it as Opener Promo. Here I will set time duration to 4 seconds. Now let's add all the 6 created slides to the timeline. Now arrange them on the timeline as shown. Perfect. Now let's create light leak for our promo. Create a new solid layer. Name it as light leak. For solid layer, in effects and preset, search for Fractal Noise. Add it to the light leak layer. Change noise type to spline. Change contrast to 310. Change brightness to -55. In transform, change scale value to 1200. Change complexity to 1. Now press the Alt key and click on Stopwatch of Evolution. Here we need to enter an expression. Time, 100. Now press Alt key and click on Stopwatch of Opacity. Here we need to enter an expression. Wiggle, 170. For light leak layer, search for tint. Add tint. Here you can set the color for your light leak. Press T to bring up opacity, set opacity to 40%. For light leak, change mode to Add. Now let's create duplicate of this light leak composition. Press Ctrl+D to create duplicate. Press R to bring up rotation. Change rotation to 180 degrees. Now let's see the preview. Perfect. Here our opener animation is ready. Similarly, you can create and add multiple slides and create your opener animation.